Hey guys, Basil Wolf from Grayson Hobby, and today we have another quad.
So this is the Diatone lineup today, but we're going to go over one specifically. So what we have from the Diatone is, you guys seen the 239 that we flew straight into the wall.
Which survived, and that's the one right there.
So that's... Right off the bat, camera tilt's a little high for inside.
Okay.
The all plastic frame, that's the 239.
And which is a 2-inch.
The 249, which is a carbon bottom frame 2-inch quad, and now
2-inch.
they have a 249 HD. So what the hell is the difference between 249 and 249
High
HD?
discharge.
No, wrong. So this has a micro or a mini split inside it. So now we have the ability to do HD recording as well as your regular FPV feed. So many people ask, well, how do I want a DVR, but it's not worth it.
They want to record high def in a micro quad, and we've seen some customers literally come with something like this, strap a GoPro on there and say, hey, I think my quad's defective, it doesn't fly.
So this is giving the best of both worlds. Just like the big quads, you're able to run HD recording, which is great for guys that have cheaper goggles that don't have a DVR built in, especially. Not that the DVR footage is that great, but at least now you have the ability to record as well. And unlike the little mini run cam thing that we've shown before, you're basically the same as your DVR footage on your goggles, this is a true HD recording. Right. So now you have really nice quality video that you can record and edit and all that, and make all your YouTube videos with that.
And for those guys who have no idea what we're talking about, the 5-inch quads typically, most guys, actually I think everybody puts a GoPro on top. And here is a little GoPro mount we have on our Wizard. And you put the GoPro in there, and that's how you get your high def video. You fly with the analog camera, and you record what you see on YouTube is going to be the high def camera. If you're still confused, basically what they did is they take a modified GoPro and they take it apart out of the case and they shoved it in the little quad. All right, so in this video we're going to open up the box. We're going to see what's inside of it. We're going to quickly go over the components, and then we're going to go outside and fly it. And we're going to compare the DVR footage you see in your goggles with the high def footage you see after we fly. We'll kind of come down and take the
And I'm also going to show you guys how to put a receiver in this thing, because there's no room.
Oh yeah, and then we're going to install a
FrSky RXSR.
Yep. And for you Spectrum guys,
good luck.
All right, here it is.
All right, so here's what we got in the box.
Mach 5, let's go.
Diatone 249 HD. We have stickers. We have the service email card talking about the specs and all that stuff like that. Read that before you try to fly it. Wow, is that a manual? No.
I think they heard you from last video.
Okay, good. So we at least have information on...
They're listening to Will.
Yeah, the pad layout is there, so there's something in paper form, not just the website for that. So that's good. Doesn't really have any explanation on anything, so you still need to know how to set the stuff up, because this is not really a first quad. This is, you know, down the road when you've been playing with Betaflight.
Right.
We have 2 bags of accessories and the quad itself.
Okay.
So we got the quad and this little cardboard thing zip tied down.
Any props?
Well, the props.
Oh,
okay.
Actually inside. Okay.
So in here, this is just real quick. We have prop guards.
Oh, look at that. That's nifty.
We have props. So these are the 1940 props.
Oh, they're in
one set. So
what props are they?
These are the Gemfan 1940.
All right.
So guys, definitely probably order a couple extra sets of props with these things, because it will happen. And what's in this? Okay, so we have the little anti-slip skid pad things. It comes with, what is it, 5 of those.
And you just take 1 or 2 and put it on the bottom.
Wherever you want it. I didn't even use any on mine because the strap held it.
Okay.
We have a nice little accessory screw pack. So it's got M2 by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we have pretty much all the screws, extra set of screws for everything on it.
And make sure don't if you're going to mess around with this, make sure you don't put the larger screw in your motor.
Yeah. Comes with an extra harness, go from the ESC to the flight controller. We have plenty of zip ties, which I did not use in this. An extra strap, which is nice. This is a nice little strap. And then we have a beeper, which doesn't come installed. It has the wire hanging out.
And it's just a plug-in module.
Yes, plug-in, no solder work. It comes with an XT30 in case you need it for some battery or something like that. It comes with
more screws.
Now these are screws for the motor, and if you're going to run the guards, you need the longer screws.
So
one set's I think for the guards. One set. This is for the motors. These are for the props.
So how would that install? Would you just take the 4?
You would just take the factory screws out and then change them to the longer screws.
And those are,
and that's everything in there. Again, typical Diatone fashion.
That doesn't come in. Yeah. You only get one per customer.
So that's everything there in a nutshell. Yeah, I mean, that's nice. The fact that they're giving, and these are not basic screws, guys. These are those nice custom ground screws that Diatone does with the nice finished rim on them.
Yes, the screws alone are awesome.
So that's really nice. I mean, it just adds to a very finished product.
So how is this different than any other Diatone quad?
Well, this is a little different. Unlike the regular 249, which I got right here, this one has a mini split on it. So
Alright.
there's actually an HD recording camera. The camera's different, and it's got a DVR capability with a little SD card. You can read it. So now you can not only can you stream your regular FPV feed, but you'll have the ability to get HD recording, which everybody asks, why is the video, you know, what the DVR quality always sucks, etc. Well, now with the mini split on it on such a small platform, now we have a 2-inch quad that has a 1080p DVR capability right on the quad. Corner to corner is 95 millimeters from motor shaft to motor shaft. And then the actual, well, if you want to count the props too, let's see.
Because when you're going through small spaces.
So that means you can hit gaps if you're really, really good, 130 millimeters wide. Yeah, you gotta be perfect on that one. But he's familiar with the GTR 90, etc. Basically, this is the next evolution of it. This is the 249 series, which is a 2-inch, 4-cell capable quad. Now, they did change the motors up. These are the new Mamba 1105s, 5,500 kVs. I'm guessing maybe these are T-motor manufactured. I'm not really sure. They definitely don't seem like Sunny
has their
Sky.
new 3-inch is going to have the T-motor, so
Yeah.
they're probably close.
I'm thinking there are no longer Sunny Sky motors. I can't tell for sure. I haven't got a confirmation on that, but I'm thinking they are different.
Speculation is they are T-motors.
Possibly. Don't quote me on that one, but I'm thinking that's what it is. Now, it has the Runcam TX200 VTX on it. It has the mini split stack. It has the Mamba 20x20 stack on it with the 20 MPSC. Your typical dipole antenna. The props comes with it is the 1940 Hulkies from Gemfan. Yeah, so it's runs 1940s. Now, there is not a lot of clearance on this thing. I have not verified, but it looks like a 2-inch prop may actually make contact. I doubt it, but it could with the split.
Well,
there.
let's verify.
So,
all right, so we got some Gemfan 2043. We got it right off the shelf right there.
how did I manage to pull all 4 of the same pitch?
Right here.
Just to see what we got going on here. Huh.
Does it fit?
Yeah, it does. It's close.
Wow, that is super close. It's hard to see here, but that's like millimeters.
Yeah.
Right there in the stack. Right there.
I mean, pretty much if that... Luckily, the stack is mounted pretty good now with the metal screws and all that, so it probably won't shift much, but... I don't know if I'd use the 2040 Hulkies. I'd probably use a different brand of 2-inch, maybe like a Cyclone or something that doesn't have that sharp edge to it.
So, in theory, the 2040...
You can run 2-inch props. Yeah.
In theory. However, it may not be advisable because there is...
Prop clearance is very minimal.
Yeah, and you don't want to strike your board because then you have a major problem.
Yeah. Now, this does not come with a receiver. It does come as a plug-and-play, so you will have the harness hanging off it, just like before with any other plug-and-play.
So what do you do with that harness?
Well, with this particular model, it's pretty easy to get a RXSR receiver inside it. There, you do have to do a little work to get it into it.
So you have to solder and stuff?
No soldering. So this is, again...
Show me.
Well, give me a quad.
Right there.
Let's see, I'll need an RXSR receiver, some 8mm shrink tube, which I
And if you don't have 8mm shrink tube, we have it right here at GraysonHobby.com over.
So 8mm shrink tube, and you don't want to go too crazy on the shrink tube on this one because there's not a lot of room in this. You want it just enough to cover the metal part of the antennas and then also the receiver area.
And you don't
now,
want, you don't
on this particular one, I do actually recommend doing something a little different, which I don't normally do on these receivers, just because we're dealing with such a confined space. Get yourself some wire cutters and these little bumps right here and literally cut them down.
The little metal...
Yeah, the through-hole solder pads, yeah. Goes down, that way they don't poke through the shrink tube and then short onto the carbon fiber frame. So let me get this one heat shrunk real quick, and then I'll show you guys where I installed it. So I've shrunk all the heat shrink. Now what I've done is make sure you don't have the metal part exposed of the grounds of the antenna, and you don't have those are covered right there. So what we're going to do is actually stick this into the back. I'm going to take the antennas and I'm going to just kind of bend them back like this.
They don't give you much room on this.
No,
frame.
there is not a lot of room to work with, but this is just a way I was able to install it and found it worked. Now what I'm going to do is take this wire here, which you don't have to do, but I am going to tuck it through the back side here, and you'll see in just a second why. So I ran the wire through right there, just run the connector through the inside here. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to actually push this down in to the frame, and you'll see the wires for the motor leads can go in there with that.
You kind of have to be creative here with this guy.
Yeah, this one, like I said, it doesn't have a lot of space. And then the antennas, there's two little loops right here, and you're just going to run it through here. Now, is this the most optimal positioning for the antennas? Probably not.
But there's really no other place to put it.
Yes.
Because if you put it going out the arm like you do in the larger quads, you have a chance of it being longer than the arm itself.
Yeah.
So I noticed you're not putting any shrink tube or tie wraps in this guy.
No, this is fairly easy to install, actually. It's just a matter of getting the wire in there.
Yeah.
Then you're really going to want to bind the receiver before you put it in there, just a heads up. So bind it externally and then do this part, but with the header harness there,
And there you are.
it's all tucked in.
So now
you got your antennas out, which you can run the wires out a little more if you want, a little taller. But that keeps it nice, compact, tucked. So there is a way to get an RXSR in this giant mess of electronic.
I see the antenna tie wrapped down. That's the VTX, right? Would it be optimal to cut that and put it up or anything like that, or it's okay the way it's at?
I didn't notice any issues with it. All I did was rotate on mine. I just rotated the top. One, if I crash, it kind of hits the antenna part and doesn't tear up the frame, and because the antenna's so cheap. Okay. Realistically, it could be on the side and it won't matter.
Right, so it doesn't matter if it's pointing straight up or down.
No. If you wanted to run a zip tie on it and put it straight up, it would probably be a hair better, yes, but for
then
where I'm flying...
Then you have more risk of damage or something
yeah,
like that.
So I mean, it's just...
Trade-off, I like with everything.
Yeah, it's just tied down for now, so it's not in the way of the props. But there you go, and as far as remember to bind the receiver before you push it in there, otherwise you're going to have to pull it back out and do it all over again.
All right, so what battery do you recommend? What size batteries?
Now, because this is the 249, it is 4-cell capable. The flight stack and everything, the motors, all that are 4-cell capable. In typical Diatone fashion, they have set it up for 3-cell out of the box. If you're going to do 4-cell, you're going to have to do some pretty aggressive tuning on your own. If you're new to it, don't bother with 4-cell. It flies perfectly fine with 3-cell. The battery size is roughly about 450 to 600 milliamp, somewhere in their size.
So with that if you had a King Kong, would that work probably?
Yeah, actually, the 600 milliamp King Kong battery will work.
Longbow 450s, 100
yeah, Longbow 450s.
Really well,
yeah, you want probably a pretty decent discharge on it, just because you're the motors and all that. You don't want to go with a super low C battery or anything like that. Get a decent battery for it.
Getting that skill ready, how did it fly compared to other Diatone products?
I definitely noticed the weight in it, but I'm also flying this with the 1940 props, and I normally don't run the 1940s on my quads. I usually run like the Avons and stuff like that, which seem to have a little more bite in the turns. So I think that might have been part of the change of the characteristic is the props themselves.
Gotcha.
But as far as the weight of this little guy, and this is with a receiver, is 86.2 grams.
Wait a minute, you cheated. That's without the props.
Yes, this is actual flying weight without the battery, and you can always, whatever your battery weighs at home, you could always weigh that to add to it. But 91.2.
All right, so I guess one important thing we need to
one thing to point out with this, guys, is you will need an SD card. You'll need a Class 10 8 to 32 gig, I think, SD card. I'm using a 16 gig here is what I've had for my other split. So in this, it has a little metal guard that keeps it from ejecting the SD card when you crash. So you'll need to lift that up a little bit and then slide it in till it clicks, and then let go of the little arm. And that's all you gotta do. That way your SD card's in there. If you don't have that, guess what? You don't get any DVR recordings or HD recordings.
Right. And that little thing is very delicate. Of course, I've broken mine a few times on.
Yeah, it just slides in. If it's not sliding in, then you're not doing something right.
For information on how to use your split, we're going to put a link below to the RunCam manual. This review is really not catered towards the RunCam, but catered towards the Diatone. So any questions on how to start it, stop it, record it, format, see the link below, and we'll put the manual for the RunCam.
In short, there's two buttons on the side. One starts and stops the video. Yes. When you first plug it in, it starts recording. When you push the button, it stops it.
Yeah. What he said. Any questions, visit will@racingnavi.com. So why didn't you put prop guards in there? Are you too good? Can you handle prop guards?
It's extra weight, and this particular quad, I was kind of worried about it. And one, it's 16 screws to take off. I didn't feel like doing it. And
more importantly,
if I wanted to run prop guards, I probably should be sticking with a King Kong quad at this point.
If you're running into stuff, this is not the quad for you.
Yeah, I don't think this is a quad that should use prop guards, but to each his own.
Well, and you know what? They may even get in the way. Have you checked that out? The video?
No, I mean the camera angle won't.
If you're flying your quad and you're relying on prop guards still, this one is not for you, I don't think. This particular quad.
I would say...
Because of the value of the camera. I mean, there's other quads out there you can smash and bash. I wouldn't want to see anybody spend their good money in smashing or breaking that HD camera unnecessarily because their skill's not up.
No, this is. I would not say this is beginner quad in any way,
Yeah.
shape, or form.
Yeah. So you heard it, not a beginner quad. If you're very good with not crashing, then maybe. PIDs. So can you turn it on without PIDs? I mean, can you fire it up without doing any kind of tuning?
Yeah, I flew it out of the box. It felt a little soft though. It's definitely detuned from the factory. It's not like
So
plugged in.
don't get PID tuning confused with setting per radio. You still need to, like you saw us, bind it up, install the receiver, and then configure your QX7 or X9D or X Lite, right?
Yeah, the setup's gonna be same just
Right.
as other quads.
But PIDs are good. Well, relatively good.
They're okay. They'll get you going.
Ready to apply?
All right, so let's get some DVR footage, and we'll compare the DVR footage with the HD recording, so you guys can see what the difference is.
I can feel my body hold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me. I'm bad with my worst enemy. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me home. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone. Back up and get me. So put your hand in mine. Follow me. Let me waste your time. Set up feet. Do some stupid shit. Take a seat. Let me waste your time. So put your acting like you're into me. I know this is hopeless, moving in slow motion, trying to control my thoughts, but I can't stop our body talk. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me home. This is a no-go, I just can't take hold. This is a danger zone, back up and get me. So put your hand in mine, follow me, let me waste your time. Set up feet, do some stupid shit. Take a seat, let me waste your time. Set up feet. So put your
There you guys have it. There is a quick little review on the Diatone HD. So you guys let us know if you guys think this is a value at $179 right now to have a high def camera built in, which is actually, that one price right there is cheaper than the GoPro if you were gonna go that size.
I think it's a novelty, but at the same time, we are dealing with a complete novelty genre of the hobby. So
I think it's a new trend in the whole hobby. I think in the future you're going to see more of the larger Diatones come with the mini splits and stuff like that. Because let's just face it, you're getting all that weight in there, your cost in there.
Well, it's good timing. The session's gone. But basically, this is a great time for the HD to come out, installed in quads. Now we're starting to see it. It's what the market was asking for. So here it is.
One side note, if you ever built a quad and installed the splits, they are the biggest pain in the neck, the ribbon cables.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're going to try to build one of these, I suggest not. I broke, and how many did I break and you had it fixed for me?
Several. We won't go into that number.
I broke the larger ones because the ribbon cable was just hard for me to get in. So if you're on the fence about building your own or buying this one, buy this one. Trust me, we've tried to build one, a larger one, and we could not.
Realistically, the price points of the parts, though, it's hard to even add up the parts to get the value in that. And the solder job, I mean, Diatone has really, really nice, clean solder work on this. The wires are run really good. That's something they've definitely improved on every model they've come out with. They've done that much better. So it's they're striving for perfection, in my opinion.
They are. Quick question: will this run on 6S?
No.
All right. And will you want to do a smash test with this? No.
We'll do it with the non-HD
Yeah.
one. It's the same frame.
There you go. All right, guys. Let us know what you think and comment below. Give us a big thumbs up and be sure to subscribe.
I can feel my body cold against the concrete, but I can't seem to get enough. My mind is fixed on what it wants. I just let you beat me. Looks can be deceiving. Let you get the best of me. In bed with my worst enemy. This is a no-go. I just can't take hold. This is